away we go. Alright, looking good. Make sure I got everything set today. No more bloopers like last week. Even though the blooper show actually got more views than the actual show. Don't know whether that's a good thing or not. The answer is, it's not. How long do we have, Adam Mensch?
15 seconds, Benny.
Copy that. This one's for Phil, the glue, Hartman. Kia ora, my friends. How do you do? I, Benny Ward, am here in the garden for another cold open. And it's not cold, it's actually lovely. It's got a nice warm day, I've got the shorts on, and the Benny's Polo Spring Collection available in the gift shop right now. Why not buy two? Not too hot, it won't be long and it'll be a bit too hot. I kind of struggle in the heat. I mean, I struggle when it's cold, but somewhere in between is just perfect. It's a little bit like when something is overwhelming, it's not a good thing. When something is underwhelming, it's not a good thing either. So get ready for a perfectly whelming episode of MML. This is MML 124, getting very close to 125, where something special is going to happen. You see, for the past several months, we've been running the grow-off to determine a new World Gardening Federation champion. And next week, right here on the show, we'll have a points update and we may very well crown a new World Gardening Federation champion. But that's for next week. As for this week, we'll do live gardening. Today we're planting sage. We'll have joke of the week. We'll play What's in the Bag. And we will... Oh, just got a message. Sorry, Neville, I'll get back to you. Hopefully that's good news. What are we doing? Oh yeah, planting sage. What's in the bag, joke of the week. We'll take a look back at the week that was, take a look at the week ahead, and we're starting a brand new segment called Gardening Update. As well as that, speaking of updates, we'll have an update on Strawberry Watch. All those things and many more are coming up right here, right now, on Monday morning live. Well, let's kick it off with some live gardening. And today, we're planting sage. Now, I got this from my good friend Lee at Mississippi Herbs. And she gave me some really good tips on how to grow it. As well as being very friendly, she's also very knowledgeable. In fact, you could say she gave me some sage advice. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba! There's your joke of the week, nice and early. It's all downhill from here. So we're live gardening, we're planting some sage. And we're going to do it into this ceramic pot. Now, I've showed you guys this trick before. What you do is you get another little pottle that's a similar size to the plant that you're going to be planting. And you put it in there, you fill it with a high-grade Dalton's potting mix. Dalton's, as we know, do not sponsor Monday Morning Live yet. So you take it out and you're left with a perfect size hole for your new seedling to go in. Give it the patented Benny's squeeze just to loosen the soil. Do the Benny's salute. One hand either side of the seedling, one finger either side of the seedling. There's one for the blooper reel. And give it the old Benny shake. See the roots are just nicely formed. You know it's time to plant on and you start to see the roots. Pop it in there and we'll just firm that down. Give it some water. Using the Benny 6100 series spritzer, because you can never underestimate the value of water. And that's live gardening done for another week. We planted our sage. Let's take, let me tidy up the centre wimper. Let's take a look back at the week that was. Had a really good day yesterday at the farmer's market. I got something from my friend Annette. She has Snail House Bakery. More about that later in the show. Had a really great time with the kids at their dance festival. So, they've been practicing their dances. It was a night in Hollywood, so all of the different classes had a different movie theme that they did a little dance, a choreographed dance to. Eliza was front and centre, banging on her drum as she did her Lion King dance. Corbin was a little bit more shy, but he prepared so well, and he did so well in his performance. I was so proud of him, especially because a lot of the kids from the school last week were sick. Eliza came right just in time and Corbin got sick just after. He's inside now, he's battling along, and he's doing very well. So proud of the kids at the dance festival. There was a moment there. See, basically, if you can picture this, so it's like a basketball stadium, right? Basketball court in the middle. You've got a bank of seating on this side with all the parents. You've got seating on this end with parents and grandparents, and then you've got seating on this side with all the other kids from the school, ones who had done their performance and who were waiting to do it. So basically you've got surrounded with people, all eyes on the performers. My dad and my mum came along, and my stepmum. And there was a moment there where I looked out and I was just so proud of Corbin, and I couldn't help it, I got emotional. I looked over to Dad and I went like this. And he went. And I just thought, how special. Sitting there, watching my son with my dad, fully aware that there's only a finite number of those moments that we're going to get to enjoy. Pretty emotional stuff. Let's have a drink of water and get our bearings. Shout out to Renee, thanks for tuning in. Corbin ate all of his noodles, which is good. He lost his appetite, but it's starting to come back. Hey Corbin. Let's take a look at the week ahead. Oh wait, what else happened last week? A great day at the Marlborough Farmers Market. I did a little live video. I feel like I've kind of got my mojo back when it comes to doing those live streams at the Marlborough Farmers Market. Check it out if you haven't at the Marlborough Farmers Market Facebook page. Marlborough Farmers Market. Right, enough shameless plugs. What else happened in the week that was? A good time on the farm. I'm taking this week off at the farm. So in the week ahead, I'll just be focusing on family. Well, I've got a dentist appointment later today, but after that it's all family. Friday will be Renee and my 16th wedding anniversary. So she's going to take a day off and we'll go out and do something nice as a family. I'm tempted to make a joke. See, we've been married for 16 years. We were together for 10 years before we got married. What can I say? It took me a while to wear her down. It reminds me of that joke where the guy goes, I've been happily married for 15 years. And another guy goes, but you've been married for 20 years. And the guy goes, yeah, that's right. Ba, 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 ba. Second joke of the week. But all jokes aside, happy anniversary to my beautiful wife Renee. The greatest wife and mother that anybody could ever wish to have. What else is going to happen in the week ahead? Good times with the family. Shout out to all the parents that are getting to enjoy some quality time with their kids these school holidays. I think it's time for Strawberry Watch. Now we planted our strawberries back on, well we started planting at the end of June, and this particular, I'm going to show you once I bring the Benetron 5000 down. Now if you're not watching on YouTube, you should be. It's the only way to see the Benetron 5000. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, tune into the widescreen version of Monday Morning Live on my YouTube channel, where you'll see the Benetron 5000 as we bring it down. We can see the strawberries that we planted on the 11th of July. So that's around 11 weeks ago. They started off looking like this, and now they look like this. Probably still probably 3 weeks away from strawberries. Very exciting. As we put the Benetron 5000 back up, carry on with Monday Morning Live. I want to give you guys some gardening updates. Now the first thing that I find very fascinating, being the gardening nerd that I am, I used some Grounds to Garden. Now this is a fertiliser that's made of coffee grounds and worm castings. I used it for growing our lettuce that we planted last week on the show, and you can see that the green pot is the one that we used the fertiliser, and the black pot is the one that we just used our Dalton's potting mix. And you can see, well, let's be honest, there's not really much difference yet. If anything, this one's probably slightly ahead, but there's nothing much in it really. I didn't really think that through. That wasn't really much of an update. Speaking of not much of an update, these are the swan plants that we sowed last week, and you can see that they have in fact not germinated yet. Hopefully next week on the gardening update we will have more more promising news on the swan plants. Speaking of promising news, we also used the Grounds to Garden fertiliser to fertilise one of Brock Ali's thyme seedlings and one of Brock Ali's corphi seedlings. Now these are adamantous ones, and you can probably see there's a little bit of a difference starting to emerge with the corphis. You can see the one that we've used, the nitrogen-rich coffee ground worm casting fertiliser, the actual stem is probably twice as big as what the one is that we didn't use the fertiliser. But when it comes to the thyme, you can see that the one that we haven't used the fertiliser is actually a lot bushier, a lot bigger than the one that we use the fertiliser with. But the one that we use the fertiliser, the roots are starting to come through the bottom. But the one that we didn't use the fertiliser, the roots are not coming through. So that's interesting. So if anything, what we can sort of glean from this is that the coffee ground fertiliser, it doesn't necessarily help with foliar growth, but it does help for the formation of the stems and the roots. So interesting if you're a gardening nerd like myself, a gardener-phile, you could say. One more update for Gardening Update. This is the time that we propagated 5 weeks ago here on the show. And I took a cutting from this time just here. Now, if you can't see it properly, all more reason to watch the widescreen version of Monday Morning Live. All I did is took a cutting. Actually, I can do a quick little demonstration now. Took a cutting and just pulled off the leaves lower down, put it in some water, and where those leaves were, that's where the roots started to form. Then I put it into this pot, and look at it go. So some mixed reviews there with Gardening Update. What haven't we done? We've done a look back at the week was, we've done joke of the week. Oh, this is the coriander that we sowed 4 weeks ago on the show. Intended to do a Rick Mail and go 4 weeks on the show. For the love of Farley, that one never gets old. So that's coriander going really well. So positives and negatives from our Gardening Update. Now let's play, as I bring the bag closer because I've botched this intro several times. Again, just something good for the highlight reel. Let's play What's in the Bag? What's in the bag this week comes to you from my good friend Annette at Snail House Bakery. It's a Basque cheesecake. Now, Basque is a region in northern Spain, and get this, it's an autonomous community, which means it's self-governing. What a cool idea. And a Basque cheesecake is characterised because it is crustless, and it has a caramelised, sort of nearly burnt sort of complexion to it. It has a sort of apparently a custardy sort of a consistency. I'm going to try some now. I'm going to try some using this wooden spoon. Don't mention the league. Nice. If anything, slightly lemony. I didn't see that coming. Very nice. I'm going to enjoy some more of this cheesecake after the show. And no doubt my daughter Eliza will have some as well. Right, I think that's about all the time we've got for today. I want to thank everybody who joins me every Sunday morning at the Marlborough Farmers Market. Everyone who joins me right here on Monday Morning Live. Anyone who joins me on my YouTube channel, which is Monday Morning Live. I'm Benny Ward. Subscribe if you're on board. It's free for the first 500 million subscribers. And I will see you next time in the garden, because diamonds are forever. So is Monday Morning Live. Celebrity birthdays this week. Not tomorrow, but the next day. It's a happy birthday. It would have been a happy birthday to Phil Hartman, one of the great performers from SNL, which is obviously a big inspiration for me. For MML, he was a voice on The Simpsons. Started to do a bit then, and I literally got stuck. You may remember him from such shows as The Simpsons. Watch that one up. Yeah, the blooper reel's going to be good this week, isn't it? Right, have a great day, everyone. Enjoy the school holidays. Enjoy the time that you have with your kids. We spent the morning today doing board games. We've had Monopoly and we've had a Marvel Avengers game. So enjoy your time, and I will see you next time in the garden. Again, the blooper reel.